Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Shade TV. My name is Marissa Hill, and today we'll be taking an early look at a women's exclusive Nike Vomero 5. And these are in the Royal Tint and Photon Dust colorway. Let's take a quick sneak peek. Welcome back, everyone, to another unboxing and review. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. Today we'll be talking about an early look on a sneaker which will be releasing on June 14th on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. But super excited to have these early so that I can go through the overview of these. I personally think that this is probably one of the best silhouettes that Nike has released this year, and I also think it is one of the most fashionable sneakers that has released this year as well. I was on the sneakers app for another colorway, but this one is probably going to go down as one of my favorite colors that Nike has released thus far. So we'll go through the overview of these, jump into size and fit, followed by how I styled this really cool metallic colorway. Then we'll conclude with, again, how much these will be retailed at and how much they're currently going on the resale market. Let's jump right into it. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the Vomero, this is a new version, the Vomero 5, which the 4 was the previous silhouette. And they really actually changed a lot of the different technologies in the sneaker, which is what makes it so amazing. So not only is this stylish, but also the technology built in here is so amazing. This has definitely been a go-to sneaker that I pretty much wear almost every single day. But we've got segmented zoom air units in this version, which the 4 actually was just a full length unit. So a lot of different changes there with that technology. Also, this was redesigned to pretty much help hill strikers with their transition to make it a very much so smooth transition. And then this is basically considered to be a very pillowy filling sneaker because of the two different combinations of the air units as well as this midsole, which is a cushion midsole. So now let's just jump into the front portion of the upper here, which is really cool looking because we've got this metallic-y blue. It kind of just gives a little bit of a silvery fill to it, but really beautiful. I don't really have any sneakers with that kind of color scheme, so I love that they've added that effect and it looks beautiful when it hits the light. There's definitely a lot of meshing on the upper, which makes the Vomero 5 such a breathable sneaker. So this is great for the spring, summertime, but your feet may get a little bit cold in the winter just because of how much breathability they've added to this sneaker. As we work our way up, we've got white for the meshing on the tongue and then hits of that light blue, and the Vomero 5 and Nike are in a navy tone. We also have simple white laces and then some more silver hues on the top where these lace locks are. Let's take a look at those details, then move along to the side panels. All right, so wrapping around to the side panels, we've got, again, that really just cool metallic kind of royal tint Photon dust color scheme. It's also outlined in a metallic silver colorway. Underneath, we've got a heather gray for the caging system. And then on the back, we've got more hits of this light blue. And then the Nike swoosh mark is black on top of some smooth white leather. The interior is in blue, black, and white. And then the collar is fully covered in white. Wrapping around to the lateral side, we've got the same color blocking there. And then as we work our way down to the midsole, this is where you see the Nike Zoom Air technology printed there in black. Underneath, where I mentioned they added this really cool combination of the Cushlon system here in the midsole, which is in the color white. And then underneath is where we've got black and white for the outsole. And one of the cool things that you can see here, so this is actually a decoupled in the back, and that's basically to help guide the foot to the right appropriate place for movement, which is really cool that they added that decoupled sole, so you can kind of see how they cut that up. Again, this is a very gender specific sneaker, meaning that depending on whether or not this is a women's exclusive or a men's exclusive, the shoe could change with different features. So a men's would be specifically wider. Again, because a woman's foot typically is more narrow, and then the outsoles are slightly varied as well. So let's take a look at all of those last and final details. As far as size and fit goes, I would say stick true to size on this one. Again, be sure to make sure when you're checking your size when this releases that you are clicking the correct women's size range, because this is only going to release in women's sizing. So I'm a size 9 and I feel like these fit me perfectly going and sticking to true to size. Again, I do have high arch, narrow feet, and since this is the women's version, do note that these are more narrow than the men's version. All right, so now let's talk about how I styled this. Again, I just think that the Vomero 5 is one of the most stylish sneakers out right now, and especially for something that you can really truly wear all day long, this is the perfect combination of a fashion-forward sneaker, but also something you can wear all day. So for the first look, I decided to wear a metallic skirt with a button-down khaki long sleeve jacket, which again, I think metallic hues are super trendy right now, so this just works perfectly for what's in style right now. And then for the second look, I decided to add a different type of color into the mix. I went with a light pink tone for a linen long sleeve button down shirt with some matching pants. So for the last and final look, I decided to go with a satin light blue shirt, which I feel like matched this to a T, and then I wore some linen pants.
seem to act like this ain't a good time. Being in love time.
So as far as the retail goes, these are set to retail at $160. They're currently going between $175 to $210. Again, I think that this is probably the second best colorway that I've seen for the Vomero 5 silhouette. I think they did an amazing job with this, and seeing this in hand just makes me love it even more. These are set once again to release on June 14th. So set your calendars if you are planning to go after these. All right, everyone, that is it for this unboxing and review. My name is Marissa Hill. This is ShadeTV. We'll catch you all next episode.